Story time. Mary. The Mary that had several demons inside of her that Jesus healed. Mary, the one who was caught in the act of adultery and dragged before Jesus' feet. The one who Jesus saved several times. Okay, thinking about the time when Mary anointed Jesus. She was anointing him for his burial. She knew, she was like on this, she's like, I think I know what's going on. And she's like, I'm gonna honor this man who like totally saved my life. So she goes into Simon's house, like they're having this party and everything. And this is kind of awkward because Simon is like Mary's uncle and is said the one who brought Mary into sin. Like when they're sitting at the table, it's always awkward, like thinking like, oh, she was going underneath the table and trying to figure out like where his feet are and all that. But they actually lay with their feet like facing out. That culture and everything, that's how they would eat at those kind of parties. With an alabaster box that you would break open and put onto the person's feet, head, and all of that. And this was a perfume fit for royalty. So she went in there and broke it. Instantly, the smell filled the whole room. Everyone starts looking around, and Jesus looks down, and there's Mary at his feet, washing him, bringing the oil, putting it on his neck and his hair, on his head. And of course, Judas stands up. Oh man, she shouldn't be using that. We could have, taken the money, or I could have taken the money, and we could have given it to the poor. And Jesus like reprimands him, like, hey, calm down, like, please do this. What is profound about this? Like, yeah, she anointed him and everything for his burial. Now, one of my Bible teachers, Professor Trine, he pointed out something very significant. Okay, so right after that, they go into the Garden of Gethsemane, and this is where Jesus's real trial begins. Once he walks into that garden, his Father's connection that he's had with him is gone. It's just him and Satan. So his Father is drawing his presence from him. So he goes in there, and Satan is tempting him like, hey, forget it. Forget these people. Why are you going to die and be separated from your Father forever for these people? Look at Mary, who you get, guess, 7 demons out of, and all of these things. Or look at these people that you're healing and they go back, or that you forgive and they go back to their ways. It's not worth it. No one's going to actually be able to do it. It's not worth it for you. You should just go back to your Father right now. And a lot of myself. So when in the garden, and he falls down, he's grabbing his head because he's so stressed that blood is flowing from his pores. That a little bit of that ointment mixes in there, and he smells that. And he's like, reminds me of Mary, the one that chose me, the one that I was able to forgive. There will be more people like Mary that choose me. The soldiers end up coming. Judas betrays him with the kiss. I bet he smells that perfume on Jesus, being like, reminds me of Mary. They're beating him at the different court cases that he had to go through, which were very corrupt. And he's going through all those different court cases, and as you get slapped, perhaps more of it would run down his face, and he would remember, like, Mary, she chose me. There'll be more people like Mary that will choose me. He gets out, he's carrying the cross. There'll be other people like Mary that will choose me. Push on, Jesus, you can do it. I can do it, So they're going through his head. Eventually getting pounded onto the cross, raised up there, struggling for air. There will be more people that accept me like Mary has. And so this is very profound for me to think about, that happened. And like that was a very interesting way of thinking about it. And I'm sure that's what was something that was helping Jesus push on.